Arsenal very confident of signing David Raya for £27 million. Yes, people, welcome back to another Arsenal transfer news video. I just released my first members only video of the season, and it is a match preview for Arsenal versus Manchester City in the Community Shield. So for the real hardcore gooners out there that want extra Arsenal vids, you know exactly what to do. It's the first link in the description. Become a channel member. I'll be previewing every single Arsenal game this season, and you do not want to miss this one as the game kicks off in just under 7 hours. So I'll see you on this video if you decide to become a channel member in the first link in the description. And if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. My road to 4,000 subscribers. I produce daily Arsenal transfer news vids which you do not want to miss. Let's get straight into the tweet brought today by Dobbo stating this. I understand Arsenal have launched their second bid for David Raya worth £27 million including add-ons. Arsenal confident this gets accepted after positive talks with Brentford. As previously reported, personal terms are already agreed in principle with David Raya, who is set on the move. So it seems as though David Raya will become Arsenal's fourth signing of this transfer window. And that's exactly what we want to hear, right, guys? Because we've been chasing David Raya for quite a little bit now. It's been about just under a week, I want to say. And we know Bayern Munich have had interest in the past and Tottenham as well. But it's really been concrete interest from Arsenal. Brentford have to sell. It's got to a point where they don't want to lose David Raya for free next season. The player wants to go. The club have resigned to letting him go. They just want to make a deal happen. They previously were quoted at £40 million. But what happens is, the closer you get to deadline day, the closer the transfer market seems to eke on and go on and on and on, the price tag slowly starts dropping and dropping and dropping, especially for players that have only got a little bit of time left on their contract, just like David Raya. So £40 million, to be honest, even that wouldn't be too expensive for a quality goalkeeper of the caliber of David Raya. But if Arsenal can secure a deal for £27 million, that is brilliant news. At the same time, Matt Turner looks like he's on his way out. There's been talks that potentially Brentford are looking at a swap deal and cash, with Arsenal paying obviously some extra money, but Brentford getting Matt Turner in return. Although it does seem that right now the front runners to sign Matt Turner are Nottingham Forest. So if that's the case, that's good business for me if you're Arsenal. Get rid of one, bring in another one, spend a bit more extra money, but you get quality in return. You get rid of a number 2 Matt Turner, who will only ever be a number 2. No disrespect to him whatsoever. He's just not the caliber to be a starting goalkeeper in the Premier League. And you bring in David Raya, who will be a competitive number 1, number 2, that will definitely be a good enough goalkeeper to start in the Premier League and be a great backup. Should either Aaron Ramsdale or David Raya get injured, there's a suitable backup in there to take over. And that's exactly what we want to see. So I'm really liking this potential signing for Arsenal. Of course, we're moving fairly quickly in the sense that we've launched the first bid. It got rejected. It was £20 million and 3 million add-ons. According to Dobbo, the second bid has already gone through, which is what I love to see. Let's see if Arsenal can get this deal over the line quickly and bring in our full signing of the transfer window. David Raya is extremely keen on the move as well, which is what we love to hear. Arteta definitely must have told him that you're going to be my goalkeeper that's going to compete with Ramsdale and have a good chance at number 1 spot, because I couldn't see David Raya coming to Arsenal if Arteta told him that you're just going to be the number 2. That wouldn't work in David Raya's mind. He doesn't want to take a step back in terms of playing time. He wants to kick on with his career, join a Champions League club, and have the assurance of having at least a chance to have game time as being number 1 goalkeeper for Arsenal. So let's see what happens. I'm a big fan of the move. Obviously, bad news alongside, as shown by Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein. Brighton and Hove Albion reach agreement in principle with Ajax to buy Mohammed Kudus for €40 million. Big shame, man. Big shame. Especially given that Arsenal were hot in for him. I thought this was a deal that could happen. Obviously, I wasn't as confident on this deal as I was with David Raya. I said that in my previous videos. But Mohammed Kudus would have been a brilliant signing for Arsenal. Arsenal had personal terms almost wrapped up. Really interested in the player. Had contacted Ajax weeks ago regarding the proposal. Just didn't seem to materialise any deals. And as I said to you guys before, Kudus could become an Arsenal player, but it was all about speed. Could we sell quick enough to buy Kudus? And the answer was absolutely not. Didn't quite happen. Brighton swooped in and seems to be getting this deal over the line. It's a massive signing for them. At the end of the day, the silver lining is I'd rather see Kudus go Brighton than Chelsea. I guess that's the only good news. For Arsenal fans, it is a bit of a shame. It's a big shame, in fact. I know a lot of you guys, myself included, would have loved to see Kudus come to Arsenal. Who knows? We might hijack it. It, of course, could happen. But it looks like Brighton are the definite front runners to sign Mohammed Kudus now. Let's see what happens. The deal's agreed with Ajax. So let's see if Mohammed Kudus accepts personal terms with Brighton. Maybe he might sit there and wait because he sees that Arsenal still are interested, and he might think, you know what, the fee's good with Brighton. Brighton aren't going anywhere. Maybe let me see if Arsenal make a bid, and if Arsenal match it, and if so, I'll go to Arsenal. If not, Mohammed Kudus would become a Brighton Hove Albion player, and the only thing I can say is good luck to him. Good luck to Brighton. They've signed a top player. We know Brighton's scouting network is already one of the best in world football. They seem to get these talents from absolutely everywhere and anywhere. So they've done so well. And signing Kudus for 40 million is an absolute steal in my opinion. Brilliant signing if it does go through. So let's see what happens. But for Arsenal fans, it's one of those things. But in chaos, there's always opportunity. If Brighton are signing Kudus for £40 million, someone has to go. Money doesn't grow out. Money doesn't come out of thin air. Money doesn't grow on trees. If someone's being brought in, someone has to go. Does that potentially mean that Caicedo could be out the door? We know Chelsea are front runners for Moises Caicedo already. They've had an interest. But look, if Arsenal are interested in Caicedo, why not, man? Because if Brighton want to sign Kudus, they want to spend £40 million. I know they've already sold someone like Alexis McAllister this window, but that's not something up nearly enough money for the amount of money they've spent already this window. João Pedro, Mohamed Dahoud. Of course, now you're looking at Mohammed Kudus as well, James Milner, etc. They're bringing in players, Brighton. The sales aren't there to keep up. So if they sell Moises Caicedo, that would basically equate to all the money they've brought in. So something like that could happen. Of course, it looks like Caicedo could go to Chelsea. And if that is the case, for me as an Arsenal fan and for you guys watching as Arsenal fans as well, that's a double whammy in my opinion. We miss out on Kudus and Caicedo goes to Chelsea. So it's a bad news for us fans if that does happen. But we have to be there. We have to be there to pounce on these deals. And this is why I said before, guys, not you saying I'm very harsh on Eddie for this, but I don't believe I am. Sell quickly. Speed is the name of the game. If we had sold these deadwood players in the past 3 weeks, we could have signed Kudus by now and we wouldn't have to worry about him going to Brighton. If we sold Trusty weeks ago, if we sold Pepe weeks ago, Holding, if we sold even Kieran Tierney if he had to go, etc. If we sold these players 2 weeks ago, when we could have, because I feel like we signed Declan Rice and we signed Timber, then for 3 weeks we're just twiddling our thumbs, seeing what happens. If we got on the phone and started selling early and got rid of Austin Trusty, etc. and pulled in the money, we could have signed Mohammed Kudus last week before Brighton even put in a bid. Then he would be an Arsenal player. But no, Arsenal sat on their hands, twiddled their thumbs, and look what happens. Lo and behold, Brighton are the aggressors. Brighton, the proactive team, they go through and they sign the player. So look, all I can say is good luck to him. It's a bit of a shame, especially covering the Mohammed Kudus news. I feel like it was gaining momentum every single day. I was hearing new news regarding Kudus to Arsenal. I feel like it was growing and growing and growing. But it seems as though he is going to Brighton of Albion, unless of course Arsenal do try and hijack the deal by putting in a bid of their own to match Brighton's offer. But let's see what happens regarding that. The main news today is though, it's not all downbeat. Arsenal looking like they can sign David Raya. They're confident of getting a deal. The second bid has gone through for £27 million. Let's see if Brentford accept it. It seems though they may do because they are settling for less than their £40 million asking prices at the start of the window. And if so, that's another brilliant signing for Arsenal. David Raya, who's a top goalkeeper. Genuinely, I don't know why Chelsea didn't go for him. Chelsea went for Robert Sanchez when they should have gone for David Raya. I have no clue why. Let me know your thoughts if you disagree in the comment section. But for me, I think David Raya is a much better goalkeeper than Roberto Sanchez. But it's one of those things. I would obviously prefer David Raya. Chelsea fans may say otherwise. Don't really care. I care about my club. David Raya is a brilliant signing. Big competition for Aaron Ramsdale. And it means also have good backup in that goalkeeper position because you never know what can happen. If you lose your goalkeeper, it can derail your season sometimes. But now, we've got, for me, the two best goalkeeper competition in world football. Like, we've got two top caliber goalkeepers in the club right now. That's exactly what I want to see. So, hopefully David Raya becomes an Arsenal player before the next season starts. And I'm interested to see how Arteta integrates him into the new team. As always, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe. My road to 4,000 subscribers. As I said in the start of the video, if you're a hardcore, true Arsenal fan and want to watch previews for all Arsenal games this season, you know exactly what to do. Become a channel member. It's the first link in the description and you have access to all those videos and special extra exclusive that you get when you become a channel member as well. About iFootball, I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Drop a like down below if you're new around here and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Take care.